Hey everyone! Ever popped open a can of condensed milk and just eaten it straight with a spoon? No shame, we've all been there. That thick, sweet, velvety goodness is irresistible. Whether it's in your leche flan, Vietnamese coffee, or a sneaky late-night treat, condensed milk has found its way into kitchens and hearts around the world. But here's the twist. Condensed milk wasn't originally created to make desserts. It wasn't even made for coffee. It was a medical innovation? Yep. This sweet treat started out as a life-saving food. Today we're going to dive into why condensed milk was a medical innovation, how it went from hospitals and battlefields to pantries and pastries. Let's pour it out, right here on History of Food. All right, picture this. It's the early 1800s. You're a parent, your baby needs milk, but the cow's milk you bought is already spoiled. Or worse, it's watered down or contaminated. There's no refrigeration. Pasteurization, not invented yet. And that means people are drinking raw milk that can carry bacteria like tuberculosis, salmonella, or even E. coli. Sounds dangerous? Definitely it was. In fact, by the mid-19th century, infant mortality was a major crisis in parts of the Western world. In big cities especially, it was hard to keep milk clean, safe, and fresh. And if babies weren't being breastfed for whatever reason, they were incredibly vulnerable. Something had to change. Enter a man with a mustache, a mission, and a sweet idea. Let me introduce Gail Bordon, an American inventor and entrepreneur. Now, Gail had tried a bunch of different careers. He wasn't a doctor and he wasn't a chef, but he was obsessed with preserving food safely. After witnessing children dying from contaminated milk, he was determined to find a solution. In 1853, he developed a method to boil milk in a vacuum, removing most of the water and then sealing it in an airtight can. By doing this, he not only made the milk shelf stable, but he also concentrated its nutrients and sugars, making it naturally resistant to bacteria, and voila, condensed milk was born. Thick, sweet, and most importantly, safe. It didn't need refrigeration, it didn't spoil quickly, and it could be stored for months or even years. It was basically a miracle for people in the 19th century. So why add sugar? The answer is simple. Sugar wasn't just for taste, it acted as a preservative. Adding sugar helped inhibit microbial growth and extended the shelf life even more. Think of it like edible armor. That's why what we call condensed milk today is actually sweetened condensed milk. Unsweetened versions do exist, but they're technically just evaporated milk. And while the sugar content may be high back in the day, it was a fair trade-off for safety, especially when children's lives were on the line. Inevitably, condensed milk became a game-changer. In 1856, Gail Bordon received a patent for his process, and by 1858, he opened the New York Condensed Milk Company. Doctors began to recommend it for infants. Hospitals used it as a safe substitute when breast milk wasn't available. It was affordable, transportable, and reliable, qualities that regular milk just couldn't promise at the time, and parents noticed. One can could feed a child for days, and it didn't kill them. That's a win. Then came the Civil War, and Bordon's product truly took off. The Union Army needed food that wouldn't spoil, and condensed milk fit the bill perfectly. Soldiers called it the milk in the can, and it became a staple ration. It was high in calories, easy to carry, and provided both nutrition and comfort, especially when everything else was falling apart. By the end of the war, soldiers returned home addicted to the stuff. Demand exploded, and Bordon's company went from almost bankrupt to booming. From that point forward, condensed milk was not just a wartime necessity, it was a household name. And it wasn't just an American success story. Condensed milk went global. In Europe, companies like Nestlé began producing it too. During food shortages, famines, and global conflicts, condensed milk helped prevent malnutrition in children. It became a staple in developing nations, especially in areas where refrigeration was, and still is, a luxury. It was also used in orphanages, disaster relief, and refugee camps. This little can packed a powerful punch. It wasn't just food, it was life support. Fast forward to today, and condensed milk is still going strong, just in a different role. It's the heart of leche flan in the Philippines, dulce de leche in Latin America, tres leches cake, Thai iced tea, Brazilian brigadeiros, and more. It's in everything from fudge to coffee to pie. And let's be honest, it still works as a spoonful right out of the can treat. No judgment here. The fact that something invented to save lives became a dessert legend, that's pretty sweet, literally and figuratively. Now, of course, today we know that condensed milk is not exactly health food. It's got a ton of sugar. And in modern diets, especially in places where we don't rely on it for survival, it should probably be used in moderation. But when people criticize it just for being sugary, they miss the historical context. Condensed milk wasn't made to be indulgent. It was made to keep people alive at a time when milk could kill you. That's important to remember. Just a recap, Gail Bordon never went to medical school. He wasn't a scientist, but he saw a public health problem and found a way to solve it with food science. And thanks to him, millions of children were fed safely during a time when that was no small feat. His invention laid the foundation for the entire concept of shelf-stable food. Today, we have baby formula, powdered milk, and dozens of preservation technologies, but they all owe a little something to that first can of condensed milk. So the next time you drizzle some condensed milk over fruit, whip it into fudge or mix it into your iced coffee, just remember, you're tasting a piece of medical history. It's sweet, sure, but its story is even sweeter. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new today, give this video a like. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating food history. Drop a comment below if you grew up with condensed milk in your kitchen. What's your favorite way to use it? Until next time, stay curious, stay sweet, and stay safe.